तेजस्विनावधीतमस्तु मा विद्विषावहै। ॐ शान्ति शान्ति शान्तिः। ॐ असतो मा सद्गमय तमसो मा ज्योतिर्गमय मृत्योर्मामृतङ्गमय। ॐ शान्ति शान्ति शान्तिः। Good morning. So in another 15 days, your session will come to a close. So you're all the heroes. Could stay till the last month of the session. Many actually dropped midway through the session. It always happens. Somehow we begin with great enthusiasm, but our enthusiasm wanes in between. Of course, they have other reasons. Maybe they have got job and maybe ill health, some other problem. They might have shifted the place. Okay, please see page number 47. So therefore, my friend, as one of your blood, as one that lives and dies with you, let me tell you that we want strength, strength, and every time strength. And the Upanishads are the great mine of strength. Therein lies strength enough to invigorate the whole world. The whole world can be vivified, made strong, energized through them. What the Upanishads contain? Upanishads contain knowledge, the highest knowledge. Knowledge only gives us strength. The real strength is knowledge. The strength that comes through knowledge actually is the real strength. If there is any suffering in the world, the root cause of suffering is ignorance. That's why Vedanta again and again speaks of empowering a human being by giving him or her the right knowledge. Okay? If you have right understanding, if you have right knowledge, you will be free from all kinds of suffering and misery. That is in fact the objective of all our endeavors. మనం చేసే ప్రయత్నాలన్నింటికి కూడా ఒక ఆబ్జెక్టివ్ ఉంది. ఆబ్జెక్టివ్ ఏంటంటే శాశ్వతంగా దుఃఖం నుంచి బయటపడటం. For eternity, you want to be free from the sufferings that the nature imposes upon us. So Upanishads contain the highest knowledge, knowledge about our true being, knowledge about our own self. So that is actually comprehensive knowledge, complete knowledge. You can say that actually real knowledge. The other knowledge that we get, schools and colleges by reading books, okay, that's the relative knowledge, knowledge about the objective world, which is actually useful to us for making living, getting a job and to make little money and other things. How are we to empower ourselves by reading that, by gaining that knowledge? What is that? You may say that, Swami, what the Upanishads can do. Upanishad says, Amrutasya Putraha. So you are the children of that immortal bliss. And Swamiji actually tells a story. In the first place, why we have come into this Maya, why we have become ignorant, why this bondage, why this suffering, who has created the world. If you have all these questions, you are always with that knowledge, but the only thing is you are not aware of it. How? Swamiji tells it through a story. It's a very popular story in Vedanta. Most of you might have heard the story already. Because in this place, so many Swamis would repeat that story And that's a very popular story of Vivekananda, and Sri Ramakrishna Paramahamsa also had told the story. There was a lioness. There was a lioness. It was pregnant. It was carrying. So one day it was in search of its prey. It happened to see a flock of sheep. This lioness chased the flock of sheep and just jumped on a sheep to kill it. But in the process, it injured itself and it delivered the cub and passed away. So now the sheep saw this lion cub, okay, in the midst of that, their flock. And now actually they saw this helpless cub. The sheep also took the cub along with them, lion cub. But now the sheep cannot provide milk for the lion cub. Lion cub needs milk, its nourishment, but the lion is not there. So this lion cub, seeing the flock of sheep, learned to eat grass. He just observed what they were eating. Because it had no option, but it started eating grass. If a full-grown lion, if you try to feed with grass, it will not eat the grass. It will die. Okay? It will die, but it can't touch grass. But this cub, seeing other sheep, it also started grazing slowly, slowly. Though it's difficult for its digestive system to digest grass, somehow because it started the habit of eating grass early in life, somehow it could digest it. But anyway, lion is a lion. By eating grass also, it has grown into a full-sized lion now. So this is flock of sheep always would move with this fully grown lion. One day when the flock was actually moving in the forest, another lion happened to see this flock of sheep. In the midst of the flock, there was a full-grown lion. And this new lion, when it saw, how come this lion is moving with the flock of sheep? Sheep in general, they run away as soon as they see a lion. But these sheep are not afraid of this lion, and this lion actually is moving along with the sheep comfortably as if they are part of the same family. So this new lion took interest. What happened? What is this? So it just actually chased the flock of sheep, and this sheep lion also was running along with the remaining sheep. And this new lion caught up with this sheep lion, and by holding it to its mane, asked, "How come that you are in the midst of a sheep? You are a lion." But the sheep lion started telling, "No, no, no, I am only a sheep. I was born a sheep. I eat grass. I bleed like sheep. I grew up in sheep. I am a sheep only." But the new lion said, "No, no, no, you are a lion. You have the strength of a lion. You should not eat grass. You should eat meat. You should roar. You should not bleat." This new lion started telling. But the sheep lion was not listening. It was trembling with fear. Just as a sheep trembles in front of a lion, this sheep lion also was trembling. And this new lion, to make it convinced that it's a lion, not a sheep, and dragged it to a nearby pond. And then there it showed its reflection. You just see how I look, how you look. We both look alike, right? I have mane and you have mane. I am lion and you are lion. You should actually roar like the way I roar. This new lion roared and said, "This is your way you need to roar, not just bleating." And then it pushed a piece of meat into the sheep lion. "This is your food. Grass is not your food." And the sheep lion also now started eating meat and started roaring like a lion. And Swamiji tells us that we are also like this. Originally, we are consciousness. We are Atman. We are infinitely powerful. So somehow we have forgotten our real nature because of Maya and identify ourselves with the body and mind. Once you identify with the body and mind, suffering comes. All our suffering is because of attachment to the body and mind. There is a third dimension to our personality, though it's not in our experiences yet, though we are not aware of it. That is our true being. And how can we experience that? How can we come in touch with that? You just deny the lower, the higher will manifest automatically. What is the lower? Body is the lower, mind is the lower. Keep saying that I am not the body, I am not the mind. The true strength will come out. The suffering of the body and suffering of the mind should not touch me because I am always separate from these two. The more you assert your real nature, the more actually you say no to your unreal nature, namely the body and mind, the more actually the real in you will manifest. Today, the real in us actually is dormant, it is latent, it is hidden, and it's very subtle. Sukshmatvat tadavijneyam, the Lord says in the Gita, because it is so subtle, so sukshma. But that is the real being of our personality. Because of that only the body sustains, because of that only the mind is sustained. Without that, body and mind cannot function. That is actually soul, that is Atman. In that lies the infinite power. So anybody who experiences that will become all powerful. That's why Swami says all power is within you. You can do anything and everything. Not as a physical body, not as a mind. As physical body and mind, we are limited only. But as Atman, we are infinite. But Atman actually has to come into awareness. For that, the spiritual sadhanas are necessary, like meditation, prayer, selfless service, repetition of God's name, and asserting our true nature by denying the lower nature. I am not the body, I am not the mind. Keep this, and constantly you say this, something miraculous will happen in your life. Okay? Thank you. Nice day.